All
Ooh, this episode.
right. Girl, I watched it again today. I had to watch it again today. It was so
I was like,
Hey guys, welcome to Conversations with Jules, where we have real conversations with real people in real life. I'm your host, Julie, and today I'm here with my good friend, Lachey. We are going to review Insecure Season 4, Episode 2. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. The subscribe button is right below. If you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when I post. It went down yesterday. There were some things that I am still processing. I had to watch it like 3 times at the same time, it was just so good and so relatable. I don't know. It opened up with Molly and Andrew. They were on a date and they were doing their thing. It was a good date, and he got that cake. I mean, this is how
doing their thing, doing it. I like it. I
think it's cute. I think their relationship is cute. Like you said in the previous review, it's not awkward. It's not uncomfortable. I don't feel like when I see. I'm actually rooting for them. I want them to be successful. I want them to succeed. They make a really cute couple. And in the episode that we were watching, some things were unfolding where Molly just seemed like she was unhappy. And I know that I myself have been in a situation where I feel like the person I was dating or talking to was closed off. And then I've also been the person that's closed off in the relationship because I just didn't want it to be anything else. But I just think that is something in relationships that we all have to just agree on when we are dating someone. Like, what are we doing and where are we going? Because in the previous episode, they had agreed to kind of have an open dating relationship, and now it seems like Molly wants more of a closed dating relationship. And
I think she agreed with stipulations because if you remember, she sent that text and was like, "Look, I really like you. So what are we doing?"
But we never got to, like,
right. I was saying, assuming the answer to the text was, "I'm down for that."
Right.
They moved their relationship forward and started doing it. So
doing it, they did.
Mm-hmm. They moved their relationship up.
It's just so interesting because, like I said, we never really got, like, as viewers, that response back, but we have to assume that he was okay with what she said. In the conversation that she was trying to have with Issa and Kelly, and what's Tiffany's character? Tiffany. Her name is Tiffany. I'm trying to think of
Amanda's character, Tiffany.
And they were having a
conversation. So Tiffany, she said something, and I said, "That is Lachey," because she was like, I don't even remember what it was. And she say, "And you're gonna do that every month?" Remember? Or what was it? You're gonna read this. What did she say? You're gonna do this every week?
I think she said we're gonna do this every week. I think that's what she said. We're gonna do it every week?
Or are you gonna talk to her? You gonna talk to him every month? Or I don't remember how it was worded, but I was like, that's I told you, Tiffany is gonna end up being the friend. Like,
you did say that. You called it. You definitely called it.
She is on the outside looking in, but giving all perspective. Like,
she is. She definitely is.
So you're gonna call him every month? I don't even know what she said, but it was right on time. I was like, yes, writing. Yes, that was right on time from Tiffany.
She said what she said, and she meant what she meant, and don't question it. I don't know, but for me, when they were having that conversation, I just felt like her friends weren't taking her serious because they know how Molly is with her, like, reservations and her, like, in and out of relationships. And I just don't think that they were really feeling what she was saying, and they kind of, like, brushed it off like, girl, you always into something. But she was having a real moment, and we have those real moments. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just felt like they could have supported her more.
She's been very passive in her relationships, where she does always find something, and they may be warranted things. They may, and that may show her maturity. Some things that we got to see happen that she's not necessarily going to tell all of her friends, even Issa. Some things that we got to see happen, like when she was with the guy who was married in an open marriage or whatever that was. It was some things that happened between them. Yeah, it was some things that happened that weren't necessarily revealed to them. They knew what was happening, but not in a more intimate, all the scenes that we got to see kind of way. Same thing with this situation. It's like you may be having a real moment, but you had this real moment with every single person that you've been with. You're not taking anybody seriously. Now today that you've decided, now today you've decided that this person is somebody you want to take seriously. We cheer for you, like, go friend, but also know that we know you always find fault, which is why they were like, you always find something. It's fine. Anyway. But I do think it goes to show from Molly and Issa's standpoint, it goes to show that she's willing to share her business with that group of 4, but not necessarily anybody else. Because as soon as she had a sit down with Condola and Issa, it was like, I thought it was going to be us, and I wanted to talk to you. And that may have been the time she was going to tell her all those other things that the other 2 knew.
That scene, you could just feel her like irkness when she walked up the steps and she looked at both of them. Like, I'm there every week. I don't understand. Sorry, I thought this Zoom was me and you. Why are there 5 other people on the Zoom? So I get it.
What is happening? How come this wasn't on the invitation or the text? Why did I show up to somebody else other than you?
It's almost like when you ask for a ride from one of your friends and you see somebody else coming out the house and you're like, wait, because it was just supposed to be, I don't understand why there's 6 people coming out the house. What's happening? What's happening?
Exactly.
That whole, like, she didn't want her to eat with them. It was just, that was friendship at its finest. That was just that very much like, I thought it was me and you. Why are there 16 people here? What's going on?
And I also think Condola probably wants to get closer to Issa for whatever reason, because that would be an opportunity. Like, no, y'all go ahead and leave. Not like y'all go ahead. Oh, really? I can say? Okay, I'll say.
Right. Condola wants that relationship just as bad as Issa does.
Right. Because that is the time. She gave you an escape and Issa was like, oh, I was just trying to be nice. No, you kind of wanted her to stay and eat because you didn't have to say anything, but all right then. And that would have been just nice.
That 3-person hug, and Issa was like, I love this.
And Molly was like, what's happening? What's happening? What is this? Oh,
listen,
the comedy
episode gave
me
everything I needed.
Yeah, I was gonna say the comedy is definitely there this season. From episode 1 and 2, it stepped up. They must have got an additional comedy writer, because the delivery, I don't know, I have no idea, but the delivery is so much sharper. Remember I told you they were going way faster in like episode 1? They must have added, I don't know if they'll ever tell us or whatever, but they must have added another comedic writer to that writing room. I don't know, but it's so much quicker.
And kudos, because it's nothing wrong. It wasn't adding another person. Yeah,
right. It wasn't bad then, but it definitely is comedy forward now. And when I say comedy, I mean up there with the best of them. Like,
yes, it's so good.
I don't even know who, like Seinfeld, like quick and like
witty on it,
very witty, very relatable.
Exactly.
There are very few shows on television that I've ever seen that make me laugh out loud. That was one of them. I was cracking up in the middle of the night, like,
and it's because it's so relatable. It's like you can relate to pretty much every situation, every comment, every side eye, every, like, you can just relate to all of it. And before we even jump into the rest of the episode, I just think, honestly, with relationships with friends, that's just how it goes. It's not that you have any hard feelings towards anyone. You just kind of outgrow the person, and that's okay. Sometimes you're not supposed to have friends forever, and even in life,
you need a time apart, and they'll come back together eventually.
Right, and like, not everybody has to be ride or die for you, and sometimes in some seasons you just aren't friends, and that's okay. Yeah. And I think that's what I have to cope with when coming to the show. I have to be okay with Issa and Molly not being friends. I have to be okay.
They're not
with
gonna
that.
not be friends. I mean, if so, it's gonna be like how Joan and Tony weren't friends at like season 5, or we're at 4, so I don't know. I mean, I just think it'll be further.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be now. I think they still have a lot to go through and before we get any tears, but honestly, it could be by the end of the season. Who knows? I'm not in the writer's room. I have no idea. I will say this: episode 2 had more scenes than episode 1. This was a lot fuller. A lot more happened in episode 2 than in
and it made it seem
1.
like it was a longer episode, and I think that honestly might be the mind trick that Issa's trying to play on us, because people have been asking for an hour. So she's like, you know what, I'm gonna give you 35 scenes. I'm gonna give you 35 scenes. Here you go.
It's not gonna be an hour. It's we got more budget and we can shoot more scenes and different locations, and so everything doesn't have to be in a 5 location limit, basically. In my side note mind, not in my viewer mind. But moving further in, I think it was interesting that we got to see Lawrence with his friends again, and that first line, they're gonna make a podcast about I was like, wow, yes they are.
Lawrence has got himself into a situation he did not know was coming. He didn't see this coming. He was not prepared. He doesn't know how to approach it. He's not happy with it, but there's nothing he can do about it. And Issa and Condola are definitely having conversations. And I'm going to put it out there. They probably had conversations about them having sex. That's what I have to say about it.
Not yet. That's what she was like. It wasn't that serious. I mean, they had to make a joke of it. I think they talked about it well. They had to make a joke of it to kind of just get it out there. Like, just put it out there. You used to date somebody, and I'm dating them now, and let's just laugh about it. The mayonnaise and fries thing.
Gross.
I mean, people do it.
I would prefer ketchup and hot sauce.
You know what? I have a thing with, like, potatoes, and I get potatoes I eat it with mayonnaise and ketchup. My thing. I don't know. I do. It's a quirk. I don't know. Now my husband does it, so. I also eat sugar on my grits, so.
Oh, I won't. Oh gosh, that's another episode. We can talk about that episode.
But anyway, I think Lawrence and his friends getting a moment with them was kind of cool. Because their advice is the hilarious. It's like Lawrence is the one with the most sense, but also with the least common sense.
Yeah,
because they just crack jokes, honestly, the whole time, like most guy friends do anyway. There's like small seriousness about it. So I think it was good to see him. Now, why he decided to go over there and see her, I was like, Lord,
so my thing was, now this is just me and my thinking, and maybe there was a text prior to this. It's like, why do you know where she lives? Why are you stopping by? What's up? What you really trying to do, sir?
It wasn't clear how he knew her new address, but clearly he had never been there before. Because he was like, "That's nice," and she was like, "It's cool." So it could have been like, "Hey, I want to come see you on Sunday, right quick. Can we make that work?" And like, "Yeah, that's cool," or something. And then the text came, "Hey, I'm outside."
But if you have my number, we can just talk. You ain't got to come stop by.
He didn't want the phone. You know, if it showed a phone call, remember the guy was like, if you see a phone call, there's a paper trail behind that. If you're on the phone 10 minutes with your ex-girlfriend, what y'all talk about? You know, versus, that's why she didn't know he went over there, versus 2 text messages that he can delete. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. That's, it's a setup. That's all we know. Everything is
I'm also stuck on the looks they gave each other. Like, I just felt like that was like, look, like, what's really going on right here?
You know, what's really doing? She's doing her self-care and has like a purpose now. She's doing more with her hair, more with her makeup. If you notice, more with her wardrobe.
She done glowed up.
Correct. If she had a little bit of one, he did too. He actually has on clothes.
Like you said, it's that budget.
So I think they both obviously are seeing each other in different lights, especially since Lawrence was attracted to. Remember, he was with that bank teller for a second, and it was kind of like, this wasn't it, because she wasn't as ambitious or as successful, essentially, as like somebody like Condola, who kind of has it all together. And just missing a man kind of thing. But now Issa and Condola are very much alike. Issa could very well work at their company, seems like. Or, she's figuring out what and who she is in career wise, which he now knows too.
And now he peeping that, and he's like, if Condola don't work out, maybe I can slide back in them DMs.
I'm just waiting for Nathan to come back. Nathan, because she firmly said I got rid of TSA Bay.
Child, 2 kids went on the way. Messy
is a mess. So I'm hoping that means episode 3, Nathan can make his way back. Yeah, I want to see that dynamic again. They are really good together. Now, what about Molly not telling Issa that? What is his name? Andrew called her. Yeah, I was like very apologize and say, this was me. This was a me thing, not wanting to open up, not giving myself an opportunity.
That line that I got timeline, I was like, oh, they gonna make it.
They gonna make it.
All right.
It's cute. It was very cute. It was very cute. Yeah. But why not tell your friend that? Right. She didn't want to say you pick fun, you poke issues or find an issue with everything. And then for the kind of refreshing part of it, you kept it to yourself because you weren't just poking. It was something there. It was a warranted reaction. You stood your ground, rightfully so. You're trying to get closer to this guy and he's not trying to get closer to you. So I don't know what that was about. And that's how the episode ends, of course.
Right. And then it was over. I don't know if Molly was just sitting in her offensives because she felt offended that Issa would say, you always looking for something. You always find something wrong. And that was the same thing that Andrew said. So maybe she was just sitting in her feelings in that moment and she just didn't want to bring up, dang, this person that I just talked bad about is actually the person that I think I might like for real, because I know I've been in the situation and my relationship situation, but in our back and forth, there were times I didn't want to tell my friends that I went back to him because it was what it was. So maybe she was just feeling a little would you judge me if I told you that that's who called? Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, I could see that. I wasn't looking at it from that perspective. I was looking at it more of, let me go ahead and grow on my own. Because you're not as right about me as you think you are. Because I'm not as crazy as you think I am.
Molly's crazy. We're all crazy.
Well, I'm just saying, in that instance, yeah, we are. Yeah. And I'm waiting for her to rap again. I love those moments. I think they are so unique and they are mirror. Yeah, she had a little bit. I mean, it wasn't rapping. She was like, I ain't judging you, girl, or whatever she said.
She said, I love that. What did she say?
Joan on Girlfriends had a little bit of that too, and early on. That was really early on. But yeah, hopefully they bring some of that back, because that just makes it so black and so unique and so our generation. It just makes it black women in their 30s.
So your prediction next week is that Nate is coming back?
Yes. So for next week, I would like to see Nate come back. I would like to see Tiffany talk to Condola exclusively. I would like to see Issa and Condola a little bit more, and obviously Molly and Andrew. I just want to watch them all the time.
I think my prediction for next week and what's coming on, because the preview, I think it was Thanksgiving when they were at their respective places,
right?
And I think that
right after Halloween.
Yeah, I think that Molly's family is going to get into her head because it breaks down that black family dynamic, because she always wanted to marry a black man. Right. So I think that that's going to get into her head, and she's going to fall back into her own personal insecurities, and she's going to sabotage it. I also think that if Lawrence wasn't already in love with Condola, he's definitely in love with her at the end of this episode, because they were at their Friendsgiving. And
I think Condola will probably be really falling for Lawrence, and Lawrence is going to be the one when marriage comes up, because it's obviously looking like that's where they're headed.
Right. This is going to be her second marriage.
Issa. Right. I think it's going to be her falling for him, and him not backpedaling, but dang, I was supposed to be doing this with Issa. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think Condola's gonna really fall for him because now she kind of has the A-okay and not having that awkwardness with Issa, and the block party's gonna happen. So again, that whole thing can end. Their relationship essentially can end. But it's almost like I can have my friend here too, because it doesn't seem like she has a lot of friends, but obviously she's welcoming the relationship with Issa. So I think she's gonna go ahead and fall for Lawrence, and Lawrence can kind of reflect back.
Pull back on that thing. And guys, if you have not watched this episode too, we're sorry because we definitely just gave it to you, but you can always go back and watch it because it's worth the watch. So
I'm gonna go watch it again because that was so funny.
I have to. So I'm gonna watch it on repeat until next week.
Oh gosh, it was so funny. I'm telling you, it's very hard to get me to laugh out loud. Girl, the plot took me out. That's what I couldn't handle. I was like, whoa.
It was like